Hello everyone, I'm Chester44 and welcome to this Let's Play of Avadon 3. Last episode we reported into Redbeard and he told us to go up to Fort Forsyth, where we did, and they wouldn't let us in. And in the end we had to kill Hans. They attacked us and now we need to walk up to Forsyth and see what the end result is. What will happen now. You approach the Fort Forsyth gates, but they are still closed. The packed soldiers look out through the windows at you. They are terrified. One of them says, This fight, we are telling the commander, we won't hold the gates shut for Redbeard. If he comes, we'll let him in. Just no more fighting. Please. I didn't want any of this fighting. I didn't want any of this mass death and destruction. If we could have had a more peaceful way of doing this, I would have, but Redbeard, look at what you've had happen. Look at what you've done. I didn't want this. You return to Redbeard. He is still in his chair, pale and trembling. Whatever the medicine you brought from Avadon was, it did not cure his sickness. Gabriel, you are back. Good. Report. Some hands attacked me. I had to kill them. The guards and other hands are shocked. The situation has become far, far worse than they feared. Redbeard doesn't care. Good. A few deaths are just what I needed. Once word gets around, nobody will question me. Aren't you concerned about their deaths? Redbeard shakes his head. Too much sympathy, Gabriel. It looks like weakness to me. If it helps, now that the way is clear, we can begin our final mission. The one that breaks the enemy for good. I don't understand why they attacked. What happened before I got here? Redbeard smiles. I made it very clear to them that if they kept refusing me, my servants would kill them. No doubt that was on their minds when they went out to greet you. Thank you for not making me a liar. Oh, god damn it. Yes, the gates are open. As you spoke, the guards and hands began to pack up their camp. It doesn't take long. Then a soldier helps Redbeard to his feet. Come on, let us claim the fort. I am eager to see their expressions when they see me enter. When we are there, find me in my chambers. Then we can begin. Soon their small, sad band is marching toward Fort Forsyth. Oh dear. This will not end well. And I really hope this hasn't been me actually choosing the side of Redbeard. As I've said, I've been leaning towards Protus this whole time. Your companions split off. One of them is missing. You enter Fort Forsyth. They've done a good job of rebuilding it. It's a big change from the ruins and scorched earth outside. When you enter, things get very quiet. The soldiers, even those who don't directly serve Avadon, look away. Nobody meets your gaze. Fairly or not, the battle outside stained you in their eyes. Your fellow hands look nervous. The soldiers are terrified of you. Your stay here is going to be very awkward. You are very happy to see a familiar face, one that isn't actively angry at you. Torch has managed to catch up with Redbeard. Now he's in the hand camp waiting for you. He walks up to you, moving as fast as his wounds allow. Gabriel, good to see you. Looks like you've been very busy. A lot of stories about you are going around. Don't know what to believe. I have a message for you from Nathalie. It's very important. What have you been up to? Traveling around, delivering messages, doing things for Redbeard. Where? He starts to talk, but then he remembers something. Oh, I'm sorry, Gabriel, I can't tell you. Not until Redbeard tells me I can. I'm supposed to... Some things are secret now. I'm sorry. Torch is still doing what he usually does, hobbling around his current fortress, looking for a way to be useful. Happily, Fort Forsyth is still damaged from when the Talon occupied it. there's plenty to do. What is the situation here? Well, pretty tense. The Talon hasn't attacked in a while. Everyone is upset, though, worried. When you had to kill other servants of Avadon outside, nobody knows what is happening. How do you feel about it? Torch is unconflicted. I serve Redbeard. You were following Redbeard's orders. They tried to kill you. That settles it for me. I think I'm the only warrior here who knows whose fault the fight was. Protus. You have a message for me from Nathalie. Ah, yes, this is awkward. Nathalie just came in the gate with you. However, she then slipped out the other gate. She only stopped to give me the message. You look at the hand camp. Indeed, she is absent. She is going to Savar's Peninsula. She says she's looking for knowledge, that you'd know what she means. She says that she'll wait a few days for you. If you don't go, she will go on alone. Savar's Peninsula? Yes, it is in South Durham. I asked around. I can tell you where it is. He points out a location on your map. Why did she go? As I said, she wants knowledge. Now that I think about it, she also said something about the spiral. Doesn't mean anything to me. Hope you have a better guess. That's all for now. Thank you. So Nathalie went off there. Okay then. But we'll still have our other companions to deal with. Okay, we've got our other buildings over here. Not sure what's in any of them. Ah, Hand Hall, Guest Hall. That's those two halls. Yes, guest quarters. I guess I can take a peek in. Hand to row. You're in some opulent guest quarters, suitable for someone actually important. In wartime, it has been occupied by soldiers. The only one here now is a short, wiry shadow walker. He is another of the many scouts kept here to watch for another Tauan surprise attack. Right now, he's resting, reclining on a Daramite couch and enjoying some of the better stored wine. When he sees you, he sits up, splashing a little of his drink. You shouldn't be here. I am Hand to row, and I am telling you that only loyal hands deserve to be here. Nice quarters. They aren't mine. We just moved in because they were empty. I have them to myself now. Who would normally be here? I don't know. Envoys from Hanvar's council, imperators, rich people. I'll be kicked out soon enough if I live. Who is here with you? He takes a deep swallow of wine. 2 hands, Ima and Panos. You met them. Briefly. Hand to row sits on the couch staring at you. His eyes track you as you walk around the room, making sure that you can see at any moment how much he hates you. What do you do for Avadon? I serve Keeper Protus, the real leader of Avadon. Not that old madman you follow, the one who sends you to kill other hands. Yes, I called Redbeard a madman. Go ahead and tattle on me if you want. You'll still have to prove yourself if you want me to see you as a true hand. Prove myself. We have to tolerate you. Some of us will always hate you. However, if you prove you are still trying to help the Pact, we will accept you. A little. At least if we might save you if you were being killed. I would like to win back your respect. He takes another long sip of wine. He still hasn't offered you any. All right. I've heard you're going to the Tauan. There's a job we couldn't do, too far in their territory. You might be able to do it. We scouts were sent to watch the Temple of Elusa lately. Don't know why. We saw a storage shed northwest of the temple. Lots of supplies going in and out of it. Too many. The Tauan might have a supply cache there. It should be destroyed, but we haven't been sent back. What should I do with the supply cache? Take what you want from it, burn the rest. Any defenses? None. All the boxes were carried by peasants and servants. We saw no guards, no mages. Should be easy. Just slip in, destroy the supplies, and get out. Sure. That's something we can do. And I apologize deeply for the killing of those hands. It was not something I wanted to do. On the plus side, it seems I haven't fully gone onto Redbeard's side. There may be a chance to repent. At least for Protus. He may end up understanding that I really didn't have any choice. It was either that or Redbeard would kill me. And again, whatever reputation I had has been tarnished by this. Training hall, commander's hall. I forget where he said he was. Okay, anything in the training hall? Okay, here's someone. The training room for Fort Forsyth grew very quiet when you entered. The soldiers here aren't part of Avadon, but they've heard plenty of rumors about you. They keep their distance. The monitor is more welcoming. She approaches you without fear. You are the new hand, yes? I heard your name is Gabriel. I am Monitor Peridot of the Kava. Welcome to Fort Forsyth. Feel free to practice here. The packed soldiers and Avadon people tend to stay apart, but we have to share the fort. What is the situation in the fort? Calm for now. That can change fast. We retook it from the Tawon. I was there for the assault. Good luck for me. That first year back was hard. You know how fierce the Farlanders are, yes? When was the fort retaken? Fort Forsyth was lost in the Tawon sneak invasion. The beginning of the Age of Chaos? They held it for over a year. Then we struck. They surprised us, then we surprised them. Tell me about that first year. It was hard. The Tawon showed the skill and viciousness that gave them an empire once, long ago. But we remember how we beat them in the first place, yes? We took the fort, but it was a ruin. We rebuilt it in constant battle. Raids all the time, many losses. We stood hard and kept this place. Made it ready for your return. Seen any battles recently? No, happily. The Tawon stepped back. Most of their forces are back over their border. Ready to surrender or for new attack is the big question. Either way, we prepare. There are worries, though. Always spies watching us. Can't catch them. It's a weakness. Spies. Yes, scouts. Fast and cunning, always over river to southwest. They come every few days. We see them, send out hunters. They get away. We post guards. Spies slip around them or ambush them. Still a problem. You know you're a hand, very experienced. I hear stories of your hunting. You catch the spies, make them gone. I reward you like hands are rewarded. Why are they so hard to catch? Well, they're far from the fort across the water, and we have a long path to reach them. By the time we get close, they are gone. And as I said, our traps and hiding guards do no good. We could have a real hunt, but we have no resources to spare. There's only scouts after all. How might I trap them? I've had idea for a while. They wait on river and flee to west. If you could slip behind them, cut them off, they might be trapped. Look for a new direction to hunt them from. Might be best idea. Can I just approach the fort from the west? We tried that. They have scouts and traps everywhere. When we approached on the road from the west, they were always gone by the time we arrived. We need to find a way to sneak out and cut the spies off without them seeing the approach. That'll be that tunnel. You follow Monitor Peridot around as she helps the other warriors. She gives the occasional bit of advice, but she never yells at them. They are all experienced soldiers, simply staying in practice. Several are recovering from recent wounds. What are your duties here? I command the packed soldiers here. I talk to Leora, find out what she wants. Otherwise we keep Fort Forsyth safe and working. I know you Avadon people are having an argument. They are angry at you, we are not. You aren't angry at me? Why? We know you killed Hands. Some Avadon dispute. Keeper versus keeper, yes? We aren't involved. It is your business. We'll not interfere. We know whoever wins, they fight for pact. We are happy to serve Avadon. You are arrogant, but we know you mean well. You think we're arrogant? You're a good warrior and spy. You do things to help end war. I'm glad, believe me. Just don't forget, for war to be won, first Tawon and Warborn and Chimerians needed to be pushed back. That was done with war, with many battles. Avadon didn't fight those, we did. If you end war, remember that this was only possible because of many normal soldiers. Not glorious like Avadon, just simple people doing duty. We will keep that in mind, and we'll deal with those spies soon enough. Okay. See if there's anything here we can use or sell. Nothing really in there. Anything in here we can take? Or worth taking? Doesn't look like it. And that's the stairway down. That probably ends up going to where Redbeard is, but we're going to take a look at the other buildings first. Next to the hand hall, where... Watch your bricks. Fort Forsyth is equipped with several huge, expensive pieces of siege machinery, far more than a small outpost like this would usually merit. A Daramite is maintaining the machinery. He goes from weapon to weapon, checking and occasionally tending to the parts. As you follow him around, he ignores you. You finally have to step in his path to get his attention. You are in my way, Hand. I am Watcher Eric's, and I tend to these weapons. I am busy. You are a Watcher. Where are your soldiers? They are around the fort, some of them. Others are on missions. Don't worry about us mere soldiers, Hand. We'll win this war. Count on it. How goes the war with the Tawan? It's going. The Tawan have withdrawn over their border. I hope we follow soon. This won't really be settled until we burn a few of their cities to settle the score. We pushed them back. We are winning, no thanks to Avadon. No thanks to us. We real soldiers are the ones who fight this war. You do your tricks and your spying and your spells. You make a big show killing each other right outside our gates. Meanwhile, we win this war. The Farlanders were pushed back by army swords held by army hands. He holds up his hand. This is the sort of hand that wins wars. Not Avadon hands. Army hands. Watcher Eris continues to tend to the war machines, oiling the wheels and checking the ropes. He never looks at you and ignores most of your queries. What are you working on? The war machines. They fling shot when the enemy attacks. They throw boulders when we need to smash down their gates. Whatever happens, my job is to keep them ready. Ready for what? For whatever our next orders tell us to do. Why are you so angry? You killed 3 hands. I don't care for hands. Arrogant. That doesn't matter. The Pact now has 3 fewer people fighting for it. We don't have fighters to spare. You aren't part of Avadon. Why do you care? I know it's an Avadon dispute. I don't know any of the facts. I don't care. Your lot is killing each other now. I don't see how that can be good for anyone. Enough talk. You're keeping me from my work. You have a job to do, go do it. He grabs an oil can and walks away. Into the Hands Hall. Things will not be pleasant in here, I am almost certain. Guest quarters. Probably where we'd be staying. Nothing in there. The guest rooms of Fort Forsyth are mostly empty. This fort has a bloody recent history, and most sensible people stay well away if they can. There is one man staying here, though. A Shadow Walker tending to his weapons and preparing for his next mission. When you enter and he sees who you are, he tenses up. I like to be alone, Hand. I don't want to talk to others. You most of all. When you refuse to move on, he grows annoyed. I am Gable, a loyal servant of Avadon. That means I support Protus. It also means I don't kill other hands. Leave! You are an eye for this fort. Yes, I scout. I learn where the Tawan soldiers are, where the raiders attack. I tell Leora. I also watch what happens here. I tell my true leader Protus about it. For example, your murder of the loyal hands. What did you tell Protus? I told him what happened, what you did. This war will end someday, then you will have to answer for what you did. Gable sits and sharpens his blade. He channels his anger at you into the sharpening stone, honing the edge with long, firm strokes. You refuse to aid me? I can't. Leora talked to me. To all of us. You still fight our enemies. We have to help you for the greater good. It will hurt me to do so. You killed other hands. Many of us can't forgive that. I wish it hadn't been necessary. Most criminals regret their crimes after they are done. Redbeard forced it with his threats. You support Redbeard. Your regrets don't matter. How can you help me? I don't know. I only gather information. If I can hurt our enemies by telling you things, I will do that. Very well. This book is about the Tawan Empire. Haven't had a codex in a while. Let's see what this is. There is little sadder than a crumbling empire, a shadow of its former self, unable to embrace new ways or engage in any effort beyond futile and desultory efforts to regain old glories. 3 centuries previous, the Tawan Empire controlled all of eastern Linnaeus. All paid tribute. Hulklandia was forced to yield to those not of the folk. Kelimdariel finally found a culture it could not absorb and overwhelm. The people of Darum continued to gather and vote, but their will was meaningless. But with age and wealth came complacency. The Tawan Empire grew fat, bloated, and consumed with the viciousness of its own internal politics. And then one by one their client states began to rebel and throw off its control. By the time the Tawan Empire realized what was happening, it was too late. The Midlands Pact was formed. The Tawan were forced to pay tribute to the Pact. Hanvar's council provided edicts to the Empire, and failure to obey them meant bloody retribution. The Tawan Empire was an empire in name only, a collection of crumbling cities full of old art and reminders of past glory. Their leader, Emperor Vartius, is old and ineffective. That is why the Pact let him stay in power. Now the Tawan is trying to rise again. Their army invaded the Pact, though its advance was halted at the Battle of Serdica. Some believe that the Farland's uprising against the Pact were orchestrated by secret Tawan agents. And so that's what we know about the Tawan now. Nothing in there. Something in here, not much. Something in here, nothing at all. Moving on. Ah, the trader. This is a modest smithy and storeroom. Fort Forsyth doesn't have near as many supplies and equipment as its importance merits. The people who built it probably didn't plan on a gigantic war engulfing all of Linnaeus. The quartermaster of the fort is here right now, repairing the buckle on a boot. When you enter and she sees you, she almost drops her hammer. Your presence makes her very nervous. That's what you've come to expect. She tries to act casual. Welcome, Hand. I am Stesha, the quartermaster. I handle supplies, repairs. I'm not a hand, not of Avadon, just a person. Leora told us to help. What can I do? Why are you so nervous? I'm not nervous, just want to help. She sees that this answer isn't enough. It's just the fight. Outside, we didn't expect it. We all are. Nervous, I mean. The hands who died, we knew them, that's all. You knew the hands who died? What? Of course we did. We all knew them all. Fought with them, saw how alarmed. But if you think you had to kill them, I can't argue. I'm not a hand, I can't say anything. It's an Avadon dispute. You don't need to worry about it. You really think that? We all... Outside Avadon, we all watch you very carefully. Everything you do, it all affects us. We try to be good and loyal, but you don't always see it right. I mean, I'm sorry. Forget I said anything. Stesha is eager to see to your needs. Overeager. She acts as if you might attack her at any moment. What else, Hand, that you need? Well, I'd like to sell everything in there. Not sure what I'm going to do with these two, though. Let me see what you have. Lockpicks. Phoenix Rod. Plus 8 to magical damage, 20 to fire resistance, 15 to healing, 5 to parry. Pretty impressive. Titan Steel Breastplate, Titan Steel Broadsword, which is actually pretty powerful. Does more damage. Titan Steel Boots, also pretty good. Pendant of Insight, plus 2 to Intelligence. Frostrine Scarab, Amethyst Scarab. There's another group heal. Searing Scarab. And also a couple other random stuff. Nothing I need. Alright, anything else over here to take or look at? Let's see. There's the baths. And there's the other stairs down, which I'm not going to take right now. Now that I think about it, while I have these out. Radiant Mesh, actually, I think we could probably sell that. Yeah, I'm going to sell that. And Spellweaver Sash. Yeah, give it to him. You have a very pretty belt. Why did you have such a pretty belt on you? Alright, only one other building to look in, so we'll do that. We'll go down to Redbeard in the next episode, most likely. Right now, we'll go talk to the commander. God only knows it's going to happen when we talk to her. Or how angry she's going to be. Or fearful. The two. The leader of this outpost is waiting for you, standing at the end of a long, polished table. The table and carpets are scorched and damaged. When the enemy briefly took this outpost, the former commander fought a final defense here. You have met several outpost commanders so far, and all of them were upset by Redbeard moving in and taking control. This time is different. Blood was spilled, and this woman is understandably very upset. I am Leora. I should welcome you to Fort Forsyth. I should be glad to have the Keeper here. I am not. This is a dark day for Avadon. Loyal servants of the Black Fortress died at your hand. This was not what I wanted. I believe you. It was what Redbeard wanted, though. When we turned him away, he was very loud and his threats were very clear. He left the Hands thinking they had to fight to defend themselves. Why didn't you prevent them from attacking? Now Leora is angry. You think I didn't try? I begged them to turn back. I humiliated myself. In the end, I couldn't stop them. If I forced them to stay in the fort, I would lose the support of my warriors. I need their support to lead. That is why I will tell you what you need to know. What do I need to know? You have shelter here, but it will never be a refuge. I have ordered my warriors to tolerate you and provide some aid, but that is all I can offer. I can't push them farther than that. Hands killed hands. I can't believe we have sunk so low. I can only fear for the future. Ask me what you need to, then go. Tell me about Fort Forsyth. It is one of dozens of the Avadon outposts spread out all over Linnaeus. It was put here to watch the Tauan. We have long served as a base for spies who enter their lands. Then the Tauan invaded. Their army came here and cut us off. We have had a much bloodier time than most of the other outposts. What happened when the Tauan invaded? They knew enough to come here directly. Redbeard was actually here at the time, and they hoped to catch him. He escaped, of course, but they took the fort. They held it for a year before the army helped us to retake it. Did any of the soldiers trapped here survive? Very few. The old commander, Etsu, survived. A few scouts were able to run. Some others fled with Redbeard. The rest fought to cover his escape, and they died. Then Redbeard returned years later to kill Hands. I'm glad they didn't live to see the results of their sacrifice. What was your mission when we arrived? We serve Hart Protus. We follow his orders because we have no choice. We do what we always did, provide a staging area for raids against the Tauan. Leora stands quietly at the end of the table. She is still stricken with grief. What are you doing now, Gabriel? Hopefully we can gain something from this disaster. I want to talk more about Redbeard and Protus. Leora shakes her head. We are at war, and those two won't give up their mad dispute. I support Redbeard. I always did. He's a madman, but he's still the rightful ruler of Avadon until some brave hand finally rids us of him. But now, I can't take a side. All I can do is protect those who serve under me. Why won't you take a side? Why would I? I am small. I have a duty. I have orders. I will do what I have to and humbly fight for the Pact. I wish more would do the same. What do you think of Protus? He is competent. Not a lot of passion, but he gives the right orders at the right time. I wish he had replaced Redbeard in the proper way, but he didn't. As a result, Redbeard wanders the wilds, causing mischief and bloodshed. Such a mess. Is there anything I can do for you? Leora thinks on this. It would be a risk to deal with you. My warriors hate you. I don't want to lose their respect. Yet, I must risk it, for the good of the Pact. The Baraza woods are west of here. The Kellum and Hulklandians have fought over them for years. They are finally being made to give up the fight, but a few mad holdouts still hide in the woods. I want to be rid of them. I think Redbeard would agree. First, I need to find their camps. She marks a location on your map. Go here. Find the camps of armed Kellum and Hulklandia guerrillas. When you know where they are, report back to me. Where should I look in the Baraza Woods? Go to the region I marked. My scouts tell me that is where the few remaining warriors go to hide. You might have to ask the locals, or threaten them, whatever it takes to end this conflict. What do I do when I find them? That will be your decision, Hand. If you want to avoid bloodshed, report to me before making actual contact. We might be able to find a solution in which someone survives. They are madmen, but they are still citizens of the Pact, after all. Very well. Message received, and we'll definitely do that. And here's another tome. Oh, a level up for us. Alright, point in endurance. Path of the Blade to 7. Better critical chance. One more level and we'll get Path of the Berserker up, and then I don't even know. What was that again? Okay, Dharam. May as well read it. Dharam is the easternmost member of the Midlands Pact. It crawls up most of the eastern coast of Linnaeus. It is a sea power. Its merchant fleets can be found in all 4 seas, north, south, east, and west. Dharam, despite its awkward location, is a hub for goods and ideas of all the lands of Linnaeus. Dharamites are a pleasant, tolerant, philosophical people, loving long conversations, leisurely meals, and an absence of warfare. They were the first to fully subscribe to the idea of forming the Midlands Pact, especially since it gave them, at last, protection from the constant flow of vicious raiders from Svorgald. The people of Dharam have a very unusual way of selecting leaders, one that makes the other lands of Linnaeus see them as quite eccentric. All of Dharam is split up into bands, groups of people between 500 and 1,000 strong, divided up by village or neighborhood. Every 5 years, the bands gather for a speaking, where they choose a speaker. The speaker is the one who has the support of the largest number of members of the band. Then the speakers gather in groups, and each of these groups chooses a single member to represent it. This process continues upwards until a council of about 10 or 15 honored Dharamites is assembled to lead the nation for the rest of the 5-year period. Thus, in a very real sense, even the poorest and lowliest has a voice in selecting the highest powers in Dharam. It is a very strange practice. Fortunately, it has shown few signs of infecting the other states of Linnaeus. And thus, we have diplomacy. Alright, and I don't think there's really anything else over here. Yeah, storeroom for food, and then over here is the way to where Redbeard is, which we're going to go and speak with in the next episode, because this one's gone on long enough. Nobody here is happy with us, and I am not happy about what happened. It was either they attacked first, I wish it hadn't happened, or Redbeard had demanded it, and so I did. They did attack first, and I wished it hadn't happened, but I can't say both, apparently. Next episode, we'll go speak with Redbeard. Till then, I'm Chester44. That is Gabriel. This has been an Avadon 3 Let's Play, and I shall see you all next time.